All right, if you live in Halton Hills, this video is for you. We are going to be breaking down what happened in March 2024 in Halton Hills. So whether that's Georgetown, Acton, Stewartton, this video is going to be for you. What we're going to do is we're going to break down the video. We're going to take you on the journey from what's currently on the market, what is available, what the pricing looks like there, and then we're going to show you what happened last month from a detached to a townhouse, to a condo type property. This video will cover the details that you need. If you want a one-on-one consultation with me to discuss your home sale or to get into the real estate market and you need help figuring out what your next steps are, you're in the right spot. Book a call with me. I'd love to hop on a 30-minute introduction call with you or meet you in person at your home and let you know where your home is worth today. My name is Mike Carpino. You may have seen my signs around Georgetown, and if that's the case, then you're in the right spot for today's video. So let's dive into the numbers. We've got the Halton Hills housing market trends right on my left-hand side here. So currently there are 200 homes that are active on the market. 152 of these homes are considered single family. So this means they're either a semi-detached or a detached property. There's 10 townhomes available. And then if you live in these areas in Halton Hills, you know there's not a lot of condos. However, there are 7 current condos that are on the market. Now, if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, between all types of housing, your median price is 1.4 million. And you hear median and you wonder why we're not using an average. The reason is because there are some outliers. There's extremely low prices and extremely high prices. We want to make sure that we're kind of getting rid of those outliers and dealing with the median pricing. So you're going to be seeing median pricing as we go throughout the rest of these reports here. So your average home is taking about 26 days to sell, just under a month. And as of yesterday, there's 26 new homes that did hit the market. So we're seeing some inventory build up, but it is taking a little bit of time for these homes to move in the market. Now, before we actually look at what happened last month, we have some updates. So the Bank of Canada came out on the 10th of April and they decided not to change the current interest rates. And I think this is a smart move on their part because there's a lot of people who are just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the Bank of Canada to step up and say we will be decreasing the rates. But to me, it's like a pressure cooker moment. We've got this water that's just boiling and boiling and boiling. And once the rates even drop slightly, it's going to boil over. You're going to have buyers that are going to get a little bit ridiculous and start going over asking. So if you're a seller, this is great for you. Contact me. We can talk about strategy along capitalizing on this. However, timing the market is super difficult. So if you're looking to buy a home and you're one of these people waiting on the sidelines in that pressure cooker, waiting for it to pop off, you might want to get into the market before the crowd of people tries to jump with you if you're thinking of getting into the market right now. So let's take a look. Single family homes last month, your median price was $1,375,000, and this is actually 1.5% decrease from the prior month. So slight decrease, nothing huge. Your average price per square foot is about $832 per square foot, also down with the median price. There was 122 homes that were single family that sold, and then the average home was taking about 17 days to sell. So we've actually gone and increased our days on market recently. So if we're at 26 currently, it's taking a little bit longer than it was last month, but the pricing is also slightly decreased. And if you look at this 6-month chart here, you can see 6 months ago, so last October, we were at 1.394. So we dipped down in November, spiked back up in December and flattened out, but then we've kind of hit a little bit of a wave here. So we're not too far off. We're about 20,000 less than we were 6 months ago. Market has taken a dip, there's no question, and this is just due to a lot of waiting. And some of the sellers that aren't selling their homes extremely quick are having to decide, do I negotiate with somebody who's coming in with an offer, or do I hold out for a better time to sell my home? Ultimately, if your home's on the market, you're likely thinking this is the best time for you to sell. So you're going to have to come to some consolation at some point with an offer that comes in and figure out if it makes sense, if the numbers do work for you. Let's take a peek. Condos, we know there's not very many of them, so your prices are going to be higher than you would see in an area where condos are more saturated, like a Mississauga or a Toronto, for example. But your median condo sold for $547. There were 6 of these that sold in the month of March, so not a lot. We currently have 7 on the market. There were 6 that sold, and then took about 24 days, so 3.5 weeks or so to sell your condo. $548 per square foot. So 1,000 square foot condo in Georgetown, 548,000. So your median price here lines up with 1,000 square foot condo. If you are just rewinding time to October, we were seeing that median price be at 711,000. This is really tough to use as a statistic though, because Georgetown does have so little condos. There could have been one sale in October for 711,000. So seeing us now falling down this massive cliff that you see here to my left, it's, you know, it's 150,000 decrease from that point, but that's not really realistic. Georgetown just doesn't have, and Halton Hills itself does not have the same kind of inventory that's going to affect these median prices. To make it more realistic, it's going to have that dramatic effect of, oh, there was 2 condos in 700s, so the average or median price is in that range. Let's look at the townhomes next. So as you can see, the chart here is looking a little bit more optimistic for people. We've got a median price of $839. Price per square foot, if that's a metric that you're interested in, is $597 per square foot. And there were only 4 that sold last month, so not a lot. And then it took still 3.5 weeks, 24 days to get that home sold. 6 months ago, you would have been looking at $954, and then today we're looking at $839, right? So we're looking at a pretty big dip in the last little while. This is due to primarily the fact that people are not leaving the GTA and going as far as they would have 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you would have seen people going as far as London or Woodstock or Waterloo, and now people are maybe going from Toronto to a Mississauga, or Toronto to a Brampton, or Toronto to a Ajax, instead of going up to a Bowmanville on that east end. So you're seeing people go, you know, not as far as they would have gone. And this is reflected in the prices, as it makes sense to be. The further you get from the GTA, the lower the housing prices generally will be, especially when there's similar product that you can get closer to the city centers that you maybe want to be in. So now that we've covered these 3 tiers of housing, your single family, your condo, and your townhomes, you want to keep in mind that the real estate market is a little bit on edge right now. It is all due primarily to these interest rates and people feeling hesitant to get into the market at your current rates. However, you need to understand, getting in the market is really just a foundational decision for you based on your current situation. Does right now make sense for you to get into the market? If it does, that's perfect. If it doesn't make sense for you, continue on your path of developing a larger down payment, figuring out where you want to live, and then you can make that jump into the market when you think the timing is right. If you want to book a call with me and talk about timing and talk about developing a strategy for yourself to maybe save up a larger down payment, or maybe you're thinking of putting your house on the market soon and you want somebody who is an expert at marketing like myself, whether it's YouTube videos, media tours, you get everything when you deal with somebody like myself to sell your home. Staging, you name it, you've got it, and your home will be out there given the most possible exposure it can get. We're not the type of agents to just throw a sign on your lawn and get a listing and hope it sells when it sells. We want to make sure that the exposure is out there. It still might take time to sell your home. There's no guarantee it sells overnight, but having the most amount of eyes on your home that are in your buyer demographic, and that's an important thing to mention, because if I show your home digitally to first-time home buyers and it's a $1.5 million home, it's not helpful to you and it's not helpful to me. So understanding somebody who can make sure that the eyes are coming from potential buyers is very important. Thanks so much for watching this market report. If you're interested in these market reports, don't forget, like, subscribe to the channel. You will get them every single month from me, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.